Is a game that your brain plays to actually make sure that whatever your subconscious is reacting towards, it is translated in something more realistic for your conscious mind. So if it would be that your subconscious makes something up in the motivated reasoning where you actually become the superhero and you fly through the office, your conscious will definitely know that that is not near any reality. So the illusion of objectivity makes actually sure that whatever it is that is coming from motivated reasoning is created in a world that it actually makes sense. And because it makes sense for us conscious-wise, we start to actually believe that we did the right thing. And then there's a third game that comes into place, and this is making every single change initiative so complex to actually change your behavior or change your beliefs. And that is the confirmation bias, which probably most of you will all know. What it does is as soon as your subconscious creates a belief, and that belief is created by a defense mechanism to protect yourself from any fear or danger or anxiety around you, you will start looking for evidence that backs up your belief. So one of the questions that I asked when we started off was, did you actually think the project would be a success, yes or no, from the first moment you start off? Most of the time, you have a really clear belief in that. Either you believe this is going to be a success, or you believe that it's not going to happen. Your subconscious makes it really black and white. Your conscious makes it really grayish area. What happened as soon as we see the results coming in, so for example, say your project has failed, your motivated reasoning kicks in, you tried your best, it was somebody or something else that was creating the failure. The illusion of objectivity makes it a reality for you, something that you actually understand can happen and is close to real life. You start looking for evidence that is actually backing up that belief. So suddenly you find the data that this is the reason why your project failed. You find the data that I read an article that Scrum Masters need to be full-time Scrum Masters instead of part-time. Our organizations chose to do it part-time roles. See, that's why we failed. This is something, it is all automated in your brain. We don't do it step by step. We don't do the whole inspect and adapt kind of thing. This is a really quick process. And this is what's making these three games into action in your brain on a neuroscience level. That this is why it is so extremely hard to actually change behavior, change motivation. So before we go into case study, so this is what Bartwin and I saw during lots of engagements, and where we talked about it as well when we did the interviews for this concept that we created, is that lots of people that we spoke on project level, they all were doing this. Lots of management were doing this as well. CEOs who came from a different organization first, where the Agile transformation was a huge success. They stepped in a new organization with the big belief, it's going to happen. I've been there. This is going to be it. As soon as they saw it failing towards a level that goes beyond their own skin in the game part, they would come up with proof like, see, this HR didn't really get involved. They didn't want to do the whole restructuring, so that's why we didn't happen. Lots of the time, Agile is connected to reorganizing, redundancy, and that kind of stuff. Lots of leadership teams use that as a proof that it either will be a success or it will fail. And this is something, if you are aware of it, you start to recognize the behavior in your teams, in your organization as well, especially what Bartwin mentioned before with the 3 key rules, the narcissists, the adrenaline junkies, the neurotics. That kind of behavior, if you can spot that, that's where you actually can ask the questions to yourself, or actually to the person if you dare to do that. What is their belief? What is their action? What is their skin in the game? What is actually their plan? And that becomes a really cool case actually to find out. So we've tried this.